Hey guys, gonna try to make this as quick as possible and as coherent as possible. Highly triggered today between PT and dance therapy, even though it's very therapeutic. Afterwards, I struggle a little bit, and then I had an awards ceremony for my son that I was not gonna miss for anything in the world. So that involved a bunch of screaming kids and fluorescent lights and crowds of children running around. So all of my favorite things. So I popped a Klonopin to try to get through this video because I felt like it was really important to get my message out there to you guys, because it's a testimony that needs to be heard, and the message behind the dance that I chose, the song that I chose, Unsteady. And so I dedicated it to anyone that is suffering from a chronic illness, whether that be physical or a mental health illness. Hold on. See if that helps. Yeah, help kind of focus it a little bit better. But really, it's to anyone that can identify with what I'm about to say. And a special shout out to, my fellow Malday Debarkment warriors that know exactly the journey and the walk that I'm walking, or the wobble that I'm wobbling through right now. So I chose the song Unsteady from Ex Ambassadors, obviously for the fact that I'm physically unsteady. I did choose to use my cane for part of the dance. It is something that I use in my life when I go out in public, because of the triggers that some of them I just explained. Today I actually had to use my walker, but I quite not about to dance with the walker. Maybe someday, but I danced with my cane for part of it. But anyways, so just the unsteadiness that comes with having a balance disorder. It is so hard to go from being so physically healthy to not being able to have control over your body. And for me, it was literally overnight. That was a huge adjustment. It's still something that I am adjusting to. It can really mess with your mind. So that brings me to my next point. Mental illness. I have struggled with some serious mental illness since this all started. I have become, I've had moments of severe depression, severe anxiety, and panic attacks. I have actually, on a couple of occasions, contemplated suicide, and that is not me. Obviously it's something I would never go through with. I have 3 beautiful children. I have an amazing life, an amazing husband, and a faith in God that is unshakable. So that was a fleeting thought, but the fact that it was a thought in the first place was terrifying. So I know that I share a lot, but I feel like part of this journey that I am walking right now is meant to be shared, uh, because a lot of people just box their stuff up, and I'm not one of those people. And if one person can be helped by my pain, then every single tear that I have shed is worth it. And I am going through this process, and I want to take you guys through it with me. And so I am being very open, and I'm being very raw and honest, and I want to talk about mental health issues because it's so stigmatized, and nobody talks about it, and it's a real problem, a big problem. And there are so many people out there that are so hopeless and don't talk about it, and they end their lives, and they need to feel like they can talk about it. And I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of the journey that I am walking through right now. There is a purpose for my pain, and I am going to embrace every single second of it. And so I'm sharing it, and I am going to share every single step, every single wobble, every single tear. Well, maybe not every tear, but I'm going to share it because there is a purpose for my pain. There is I am in a wilderness season right now, and those wilderness seasons that you read about in the Bible were so profound, and they were world-shaking, world-changing seasons that were necessary for growth and for advancement, and to prepare those people for bigger, better things, and to prepare those people to lead others to bigger, better things. And so that is where my hope lies, even if it's just to prepare me for bigger, better things. The key word that there is that there is hope. There is always hope, and I'm always going to have hope. Hope is the anchor for my soul. So, anyways, the song Unsteady, there are so many layers to it. And so, like I said before, movement has put words to my emotions where I have been unable to before. And so right now I'm trying to put words to my movement, put emotions to my movement. And so I'm trying to articulate it in both ways for you guys, because there are so many layers to this. So I am dancing on behalf of those out there that are struggling with chronic illness, especially movement and balance disorders. You can tell, by the movements that I chose, they're very similar to the rocking and the swaying that those with mal de débarquement experience. I also chose movements that reflected internal struggle within the mind, which is something that we all struggle with at some point. It talks a lot about your mother and your father, and that is something that I've had to walk through with my own mom and dad and their own mental health struggles. And I grew up not so easy, due to, as a result of their mental health struggles. And I was dancing out a portrayal of the loneliness and the struggles that they had, as well as at the same time trying to portray my own mental health and loneliness, my own mental health struggles and the loneliness that I experienced through this. Because even with a support system, when you are struggling with something that nobody can understand unless they are walking in your shoes, it is lonely. It is isolating. And the people around you cannot understand. And you can become a very difficult person to be around. You are emotional, you are moody, you're grieving for the person that you lost, and so those people sometimes can distance themselves from you, when really you just want them to hang on to you for dear life, because everything else in your life is so out of control, but they are wanting to let go, and you're just begging them to hold on. And they're, it is just, it's hard. They're fighting to hang on when they probably feel like they want to run away. You're fighting to hang on even though you feel like you want to run away. It is just, there's so many layers and there's so much depth to this song, and I tried to portray it the best that I could for on behalf of myself, and for those that are struggling to stay above the water, that are standing in faith for their healing. So there's a point where I am standing in faith for my healing, and I'm reaching up for the Lord and for His intervention in my life. And that is the point where I take my cane and I choose not to use it, and I dance with it. And that is me dancing out my victory and trusting that in my faith, my healing will come. But it's in God's timing, and it's not in mine. And, I am those dogs. I'm so sorry. This is my life in my neighborhood. There's nothing I can do about it. So sorry. But anyways, it's not our timing. It's God's timing. And I've come a long way since January. I still have a long way to go, but there's not a single doubt in my mind. There is a blessed assurance in my spirit that day will come. And in the meantime, I am learning to dance in the rain. I am keeping my eyes fixed on Jesus and learning to trust. Learning to trust amidst the chaos and the unsteadiness, that there is always a rock that I can stand on. And that even if there may not be someone there physically to hold on to, that the arms of my Father, my Heavenly Father, are always wrapped around me. So, I count myself blessed every single day, despite my circumstances. Aside from these dogs, they really gotta go. I mean, I'd be even more blessed if they were not in my neighborhood. Alright. Anyways, God bless you guys. I hope you enjoy the dance. So much love. And yeah, that's it. God bless. Bye.